Hi, Mama. I'm just here with the crew. I'd honestly never really painted before. I was really bad at art at school. In fact, my art teacher told me to stop. It's just a normal house on a normal terrace in a normal street in Erdington, but as soon as you open the door, you're kind of smacked in the face with this wonderland of colour. As soon as I walked in, I just knew that it was my house. Like, I just fell in love with it. So I moved into the house just before lockdown, and my mum made me promise that I wouldn't decorate for 2 weeks so that I could get a feel for the light and the space and just how it feels in the house. And I was livid for 2 weeks. The first shape I ever painted was the yellow circle above the fireplace. I had a plant that I was going to put there, and I thought if I just paint this yellow circle around it, it'll just give it this intentional, perfect design. So I painted the circle. Instantly I knew that this is what I was going to do for the rest of the house. There were going to be shapes and circles everywhere, because it was like an instant shot of joy. It felt really like well designed and well considered, and it was just fun. When I moved into the house at first, it was quite daunting, especially going into lockdown, because unfortunately I was made redundant. I was kind of bumbling around this giant space thinking, oh my gosh, what have I done? I was living alone, in a city alone, completely alone, and with nothing but a paintbrush. But as I started to paint and create the spaces that I wanted to create, the house felt more and more like mine. There's kind of an ebb and flow on what the room's going to be, but I start with the features in the room and looking at what already exists in the room or what you think you're going to place in the room, and how you can paint around it to highlight it, or paint around those things that already exist to highlight them, and then allow the space to kind of inform you where the colour's going to go everywhere. Owning a house on your own is a super unique experience because you're solely responsible for everything in the house. But it is really fulfilling because it's entirely mine and I love it. It's my little castle. Ta-da! If you want to buy a property in your 20s, just really focus. I'm absolutely terrible at saving. I had to have an automatic money coming out of my salary each month to go into a savings account. You don't even see it, you don't even know that it's there, and then it's slowly building while you're drinking wine. I put the house on Instagram, kind of woke up one day and I had 500 followers, and then the next day I had 1,000, and just kind of started to grow beyond my comprehension. My ex-partner stopped me halfway and said, I think we need to talk about the house because I think you're using too much colour. And I was like, thanks, but at the moment I've got 18,000 people who could disagree with you. And it's just flipped my whole world into this like crazy, wonderful thing. And then now it is my full-time job. I'm an interior stylist full-time because of the house. If you want to design a house that's entirely yours, take the interiors rule book and throw it straight out of the window. I think if you're looking for a way to delve into like your aesthetic or your vibe or your design, get a sample part of your favorite color and just splash it anywhere. Do a square, do a blob, do a circle, do anything, and just keep coming back and looking at it, because the feeling that it will give you will inspire you to keep going. From that yellow circle, my whole aesthetic changed. The whole way that I dress changed. I leaned way more into colour than I ever have. And I think my personality has changed a lot. If I'd have stayed at home just before lockdown, which I was thinking about doing, my life would be completely different to where it is now. The house inspires me, and I think I inspire it too. We are in love.